Hey everybody, and welcome back to hashtag Team Fuego. My name's Alyssa, and on this channel we cover all kinds of stuff, all related to horses, including the Equiband and tips and tricks. But this video is about my best horse hacks. Now, I've been taking care of horses for about 20 years now by myself. Before that, I had help from parents and all kinds of other stuff. So any of you guys out there taking care of horses by yourself knows that it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of energy just to meet the bare minimum of taking care of a horse. And so over the years, I've collected a few just really cool horse hacks to either save myself time, save myself money, save myself resources, all of the above. So I've put together this compilation of my top 5 horse hacks. So I hope that at least one of these really helps you with what what we're all ultimately trying to do at the end of the day, and that is maintain and care for our horses to the best of our ability. And there are only so many hours in the day, and they are some high maintenance creatures, so sometimes we just got to get a little creative. So I hope these help you in your mission to take care of your horses as well. All right, so this is another hack I have. It's what I call stirrup cozies or koozies, like the stuff that you wrap a beer can in to keep them cold. I take just a regular old towel, bought that at the dollar store, and I wrap my stirrup in it, and I just tuck the towel in of itself. And basically what this does is it protects my saddle not only from the dirt that's on a stirrup, inevitably, because it touches your feet. Also, if you don't clean your stirrups every single day, then it keeps them not only from getting the saddle dirty, but it can kind of contain the dirt that they do have on them naturally just because they touch your feet every day. So this is by far one of my favorite hacks. And literally this whole setup, one for each stirrup, cost me $1 because it was 2 towels for 50 cents from the dollar store.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to hashtag Team Fuego. As you can see, I kind of look like a crazy person, and that's because I'm so tired. But I had a horse this week who decided that she wanted to look like Harry Potter, and I'll show pictures of what she did after owning horses for years and years and years. Eventually you find a horse bleeding somewhere in a pasture. It's part of the job. So I found her in the pasture. Her fly mask got caught on something, and she sliced her face open. So I've been doing double day meds for the last 10 days, and it looks like this, exhausting. She was getting so many medications, right? She was getting her Banamine, and she was getting, we were giving her Ulcer Guard because just to help with, she's only 3 years old, so Banamine can be really rough on their system, and her full brother was actually Banamine sensitive, so we're being cautious. But also, she needed to get antibiotics for the infection, or lack thereof, or preventative. And then so she had all these things that she needed to get, right? And barring me standing here all day dosing out meds every second, there has to be a better way to do that. And so this isn't my first rodeo in terms of taking care of sick horses, and it also isn't my first rodeo even this year. I had another horse that was recovering from colic surgery, so it's just it's a lot of meds and having to get the horse to eat it all, and you're not going to do 12,000 syringes. That sucks. And eventually they get sick of it too, so you have to get a little creative. So I wanted to share with you guys how I make what I call carrot bombs. So I call them bombs because I actually, I put the medicine in the carrot, and you put them in with a bunch of carrots, so they don't know which carrot is which, of course, and it's a horse, so they basically bite into it, and by the time it's already in their system, they are already chewing it before they know what actually happened, right? Anyway, I just wanted to show you my trick to making these carrot bombs. So I found this big honking carrot. First of all, it's easiest to do this in the middle piece or the end piece if you break it up. just because not every carrot is gonna be this big, I'm gonna go ahead and use like a little bit of the middle. She's gonna hear what I'm doing. Okay, so it doesn't have to be a big piece. In fact, actually, especially if I have to do multiple different types of medicine and in the same food, I'll break it up into multiple pieces and then mix that in with 3 times as many like pieces that don't have any medicine in them, just so the horse isn't eating medicine every single carrot. Otherwise, they're not going to eat the carrots. But if every 5th carrot has medicine in it, then they're going to keep coming back for the carrots. It's not rocket science. So the 2 things you are going to need, so I have this like really cool, I think an ex-boyfriend gave this to me, this really cool pocket knife though, and so I use the knife part, but this, as you can see, there's carrot on it. This really isn't like a big knife, if we compare it to like, my finger, like this, this is not a very big knife. So, but what you do is you stick the knife in, actually I'm going to use the flat side. So you stick the knife in the center. There's like in every single carrot, the center has kind of like a core. And then all you do, and actually I need to,
1 hour later.
catch the carrot somehow. So all you're going to do though is you're going to twist back and forth like this. And you want to make sure that you keep these as even as possible. You don't want to twist because otherwise you're going to find the edge of the carrot. So you want to go straight down the core of the carrot. But as you twist, you're going to see some carrot come out, and you want to make sure that you save that, okay? So go again. And you can make these holes as deep as you want. Just obviously be careful that you don't go all the way to the other side. Okay, so let's see if you can actually see. There we go. Okay, so you see that hole? That actually goes like pretty much all the way to the other side. And as you can see down here, we have the carrot, and then we have all of the carrot that I like screwed out of there, right? Okay, so then what you do, here we're gonna have to, whoa. So after you have your carrot, like the shell of your bomb, and then you have all your carrot, what you do is you go ahead and you put the medicine in here and fill it up to like a little bit below this line, and then what you do is you take the leftover carrot and then you stick it, you basically put it back on top and squish it down so that you make basically like a lid. So when you're looking at the carrot, you wouldn't know anything was different about it. Obviously, I can squish all the carrot back in here because there isn't any medicine. I was just showing you an example because as I've been making these, as I've been doing my meds twice a week this week, I was just realizing that, maybe not everybody has as much practice as I do, and that's not maybe something to brag about because it just means that my horses are all, horses are a hot mess. But at the end of the day, if you do have to deal with stuff like I've been dealing with, because here I'll see if we can give her my carrot bomb that doesn't have any medicine in it for once, but we'll see what her head looks like. Come here, you. Yeah, come here. Yeah. So. Hard to see because she didn't exactly stop for us, but those are stitches across her forehead. And I'll show you the lovely bloody picture from before. Gia. Hi. Yeah, but on the mend. Whoa. But on the mend, so that's all you can ask for. And now you guys know how to make carrot bombs. In case you have to give your horse any meds, these really come in handy. And who knew ex-boyfriends could actually be good for something. All right, see you on the next one, guys. Alrighty guys, so this next one I'm calling hydration hack. So in this bucket, I have just 1 scoop of beet pulp, and the point of this is not for food purposes. All I do is I put a scoop of beet pulp in the bottom of this bucket. It's actually a finish line bucket because it has a lid on it, because then I can drive it around. It doesn't get water everywhere. But the point is that I use 1 scoop of beet pulp and hot water to create kind of I don't want to say oatmeal because there's not enough food in there for it to be oatmeal,
but essentially it creates flavored water. Now, when I first got my horse started with this, I did start with only half of a bucket full of water. But as you can see, I'm going to fill it up to almost to the top. And that's because I've basically trained my horse to drink the beet pulp flavored water. And he actually doesn't even really care that much about eating the beet pulp in the bottom of it as much as he enjoys drinking the water that is beet pulp flavored. This is called my horse hydration hack, and that's just because I am basically guaranteeing that my horse is going to drink at least one full bucket full of water. And when it comes to the winter time, horses don't like drinking water because it's too cold. So I originally was using this trick only in the winter to make sure my horse was staying hydrated, but after realizing how much he likes it, now I do it every single day, all year round, and it's pretty much a guarantee of my horse to drink at least almost a gallon of water per each day. So horses can suffer a lot through dehydration, and I highly recommend that you try this trick out and see if you can't get your horse to drink a little bit more water. Gotta love tack cleaning. But I'm here to share one of my hacks, which is bit cleaning. See all this nastiness? That is a mixture of water and actually human mouthwash. Because whatever the heck is in mouthwash, which is a whole lot of stuff, really does break up the crud. So it's going in. What I do is I then clean all my tack, and then at the end, I pull it out, wipe it off, and put it back on the bridle. So, to be continued. See, all clean, and then I wipe it off with a towel, put it back on the bridle. Miracle! Alright guys, so for this horse hack, I am going to introduce you to probably the weirdest thing that I've come across, but also the most versatile in terms of help. What you are looking at on the screen is some super nasty pictures of my horse's scratches. Now, this is a fungus that actually grows in the sun, and there's pretty much nothing you can do to prevent it, only you have to treat it and maintain it. I actually have an entire video that I'll link to above on all the different ways that I have applied my horse socks. There's at least 3 or 4 at this point now. I wanted to put this in my horse hacks video just to identify that I have found so many ways in which I just take human socks, cut off the bottom, and use them to simply cover the lower part of my horse's leg to protect from any number of things. I am going to say the most recent application that I used was to help my horse with his bed sores. If any of you have dealt with bed sores, they are persistent and they don't go away, and there's kind of no perfect way to wrap that part of your horse's fetlock. So I actually used my horse socks to just make sure that they stayed covered and stayed clean, and it was the best version I ever have used to fight his bed sores. So link above for the entire video where I go through all the different ways in which I've used socks, human socks with the bottom cut off, to fight my horse issues. But until then, I hope that this gets the noggin thinking on all the different ways that you can use human things to help fix your horse problems. So as a bonus hack in my horse hacks video, I am going to give you guys a trick to how to get your horse to stand in whirl boots. Now, these are definitely the best ice boots, especially when it comes to really hard work. I only use them after days like cross-country days or conditioning days because I do not like to soak my horse's feet. It ruins the integrity of the horse's actual hoof wall. But for really hard days, it is worth icing the entire leg. But some of you out there that use whirl boots know they are notoriously terrible because 1, it's hard to get the horse to stand flat on the bottom. 2, it's hard to get them to stand in them at all. And 3, it's hard to get them to put their leg down into icy cold water. So my trick is, what I do is I fill it to about 3/4 of the way full with just water. And yes, of course, cold water, don't start with hot water, but the point is that you fill them about 3/4 of the way full with cold water, but no ice in them yet. And then what you do is you add the ice in later. So first what you do is you get them to stand flat on the bottom with just the water in there, and then you add the ice in after the fact. It is the best way to get them to stand flat. It is also the best way to get them to put their leg in comfortably and have them stand in the boot comfortably before you add the ice. And yes, the ice will get the water cold enough to be able to use them the way that you have always used them, but it will make the beginning part of getting them to get into the whirl boots so much easier. And as you can see, I usually also bribe my horse with food to get him to stand still, but to each his own on how you use the whirl boots from here on out. But I have found that my horse will stand still and I can walk away if I get him to stand in them in the water and add the ice afterward. So happy icing!